the OPL Championships here on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. It's a great day of baseball here in Lakewood. We have a team with the same colors as the Rangers as the home team and the visitors. Similar colors to their big rivals in St. Ed's. In the white aspect, yes, but in the orange and blue, not so much. It's the Ohio Tigers taking on Premier Ohio Anderson. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. It's a 0-1 count to begin the first at-bat of the game. Now 0-2 on Curtis Lofgreen, the right fielder. After Lofgreen, Costigan and Johnny Payne will be due up to hit for the visitors. It's an 0-2 count. Davis looking for a quick K. Does he get it in 3 pitches? No, he does not. It's a ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. Williams shucks across the diamond. It's in time to Woods. It's 1 up, 1 down for the Tiger defense. It's a good start to life on defense for the visitors for the home team, correction. It's a simple ground ball, but nonetheless, you need to make the play. It's a championship game. Every little play will make an impact, and every little error will hurt. The pitch. In the zone, it's a 0-1 count to begin this at-bat on Jeff Costigan, the starting pitcher for Premier. Costigan will be a rising junior at Buckeye this upcoming year, and he finds himself down in the count 0-2. This past year played in 20 combined games between JV and varsity for the Bucks, had impressive numbers at both levels. The 0-2 goes outside. It's a now 1-2 count on Costigan. A .514 batting average with JV and a .412 batting average with varsity. He impressed on both levels and looks to continue that here into the summer season at the end. He's done well thus far, but the job isn't quite done yet. They had the big upset yesterday, 11-0. There's one more upset that needs to incur for Anderson to get the title. The 2-2. Right on the corner for strike 3. That's the first K of the game from Davis. It's 2 up, 2 down. It was a perfectly hit spot. Found the outside corner. Establishing the corner is going to be pivotal for both pitchers today. Whoever can attack it better will most likely be the winning pitcher in this game if a starter is to get that honor. First pitch misses low on Jonathan Payne. It's a 1-0 count. Payne will be a junior this upcoming year at Strongsville. His brother Austin, a Otterbein commit for pitching, just graduated from Strongsville High School this past year. In the on-deck circle for Premier is Vanshin, the shortstop. So now a 2-0 count here on the catcher Payne. The Tigers looking to retire Premier in order. The pitch. Almost hits him, has to get out of the way quickly. The fastball seemed to have a magnet towards his head. Good thing he ducked, and even probably less important, but in the game, more important, he got the bat down. Now time called in the box. Payne will be looking to get a larger role in the varsity program this year for Strongsville, especially with some outgoing pitchers. The 3-0 count. Almost hits him again. This time it misses wide to the left, so he is aboard with 2 away. Good patience shown from Payne. 2 almost hit him, 2 not close to hitting, but nonetheless, he now stands at first base. We could potentially see a pinch runner as a courtesy, but as of right now, it appears Payne will run for himself. And here comes Mason Vanshin, the shortstop, up for his first cuts. 2 away, but a runner at first base. If Premier can strike first in this game, that would be huge for momentum down the stretch. The pitch misses upstairs and hits the backstop. Without the fence right in front of us, that would have hit me square in the head. But now Payne stands in scoring position. Vanshin's job still difficult, but slightly easier. And after Vanshin, the center fielder Joey Barton due up next. Here comes the 1-0 from Davis. Sent in a right center field. It's trailing back and will drop in just off the top fence in right field. Are they saying a homer? Yes, they are. It's a 2-run shot for Mason Vanshin to give Premier Anderson an early 2-0 lead. For the second day in a row, we see a home run hit over the right field fence, which is basically the Green Monsters equivalent in NEO baseball. What a hit there from the shortstop. this Lakewood field plays tricks on the outfielders. A pop-up or a fly ball can easily turn into a home run in the blink of an eye. And there it was once again. Anderson strikes first over the undefeated Tigers. And now a two-away. Barton steps up for his first cuts. It is going to be tough to one-up the efforts of his shortstop. The pitch from Davis. Swing and a miss, goes low, and that will even it up 1-1. Not the start the Tigers wanted on the defensive end. They got the first two in order, but after the walk, Davis struggling to regain control. And there it is once again, misses well into the other batter's box. It's now a 2-1 count on the center fielder. I mentioned it, I believe, when Payne was in the box and when also he reached. If Premier can score early in this game, that would be huge for momentum down the stretch. They now have that momentum. If they set the tempo early, they have a good chance to win. This is a team that they want to get revenge on. Their game in the regular season was canceled against them as they were the team told to forfeit. The 3-1 runs low. So Barton will reach now a two away. It's a two-out rally for Premier, who's had two batters walk and one go yard. And now time will be called as the Tigers coach will go and talk to Davis on the mound. We're just getting started here in Lakewood this evening. After this, we have the 16U OPL championship game between the number 1 seed North Coast and the number 3 seed BHM Buckeyes Navy team. And as well, over at Victory Park in North Ridgeville, Avon Lake is taking on the Medina Sting in the 15U OPL championship game. We will give you score updates when we hear the results of that game over on Field 7. But this Premier Ohio team came out firing immediately. They had some good cuts, not connecting. All it took was one swing, and that changed their luck. And now, up steps Mertz, the third baseman. First pitch misses upstairs. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. Premier doesn't have the pressure on them right now to score again. They have a runner at first. If he scores, great. If not, you already have the two in hand. Ground ball down the right side. A nice scoop over at first from Woods. Steps on the bag easily in time to retire the side. But not before Mason Vanshin goes yard over the right field fence. Middle of one in Lakewood. The underdog, Premier Anderson, leading it 2-0. Bottom one in Lakewood. Premier Anderson leading this one 2-0 over the Ohio Tigers in the 16U OPL championship game. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening if you're just tuning in. If you missed the top of the first inning, go back and watch it. Mason Vanshin went yard over the right field fence. It's a tall fence out there, but he was able to clear it. Zach Barna did as well last night for the Snappers in their win in the Diamond League. But nonetheless, Premier up 2-0 early on in this game, and the team that's projected to win based off of record now has to come back from behind in this game, starting with Sean Rowland, the catcher. But not the start by any means the Ohio Tigers had in mind. It looked like it was going to be, but in the end, 2 runs surrendered. And the first batter is retired with the ease as Thompson chucks to Anderson. It's 1 up, 1 down. Now up steps Rocco Norch, the center fielder for the Tigers. They're going to need to get a runner on. It doesn't need to come now. It doesn't need to come in the next inning. They just need to make sure they don't let Premier get too much of a lead early on in this game. Ideally, they can make the 2 runs up in this inning right now. However, they can't really put that pressure on themselves quite yet. The more pressure they put on themselves right now, amid this being a championship game in a league-style league, it's tough. And it goes foul in the end there. But this, unlike the Diamond League, has more pressure. The Diamond League, you play a couple league games, bunch of tournaments. You then go for the Diamond League championship game. There's a winner. This one is completely a league format. You play the same teams week in, week out. It's more pressure to win. Everything that you've played for this summer builds up to this. The 0-2 from Costigan. Misses outside, make it now a 1-2 count. On JV this past year, Costigan had a 2.8 ERA. He then went up to varsity and pitched 15 innings with a 1.4 ERA and a .22 opponent batting average. He was rock solid for the Bucks as they had an impressive campaign that ended in the district semifinals against Kenston. The 2-2. Ground ball hit to the right side. Once again, it goes to Thompson. The throw to Anderson is in time. It's 2 up, 2 down, and 2 putouts for Thompson. And now up steps Owen Thomas, the designated hitter, trying to spark something here with 2 away. The rising junior at Northwest will be tasked with matching Payne's efforts in the 3-hole of being the first runner for his team. But so far, so good for Premier's defense, especially for Thompson. First pitch ball there to this at-bat. A nice dip to it, but not enough. Makes it a 1-0 count. Costigan will get back to work quickly. Misses outside this time. It's a 2-0 count. Thomas thought about it, but in the end held up. And that proved to be the correct decision. Costigan, deep breath, and the delivery. Misses up this time. It's a 3-0 count. And the on-deck circle is Mac Williams. So now it becomes a matter of patience over pressure. If it's well outside, if it's not close, just leave it. Take your base. I don't mind that take. It's in the zone for a strike, so a 3-1 count. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to swing at a 3-0 pitch, especially being down. They need base runners. The 3-1 runs inside, and it's going to clip the corner. Makes it a full count, 3-2. Costigan perfectly painted the corner. Couldn't really have gone any closer in. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Costigan goes low, and Thomas chases. Premier retires the Tigers in order as we go into the second inning. Premier Anderson leads it 2-0 over the Ohio Tigers. Top of the second inning here in Lakewood, the Ohio Tigers taking on Premier Anderson with the 16U OPL championship on the line. As of right now, is the 3 seed leading this one 2-0 over the Ohio Tigers. It's been a good game thus far. It didn't start off so well for Premier. The first two batters that they sent up retired via a ground out and a K, but then their luck changed. Johnny Payne walked, leading to then having Mason Vanchin go yard over the right field fence. That has been the scoring thus far. As for the Tigers, 2 groundouts and a K on offense. But now up steps Zach Turk. After him, it goes to Ryan David, then Cale Anderson. So it's the bottom of the lineup due to hit this inning for the 3 seed. But if you're Premier Anderson right now, you have to be feeling good about that first inning. Most games, if you're up 2-0 after 1 inning, you're feeling really good about your chances to win a ball game. That might not be the case today, but they're feeling good because they're giving the 1 seed a run for their money. If they can add a couple more runs here right now, make it maybe 3 or 4-0, that would be huge. Turk hits it. It goes off the glove of Woods. There is no play at first. Turk's hustle is enough to get down the line, and he is on. Doesn't matter how you get aboard, an error, a hit, a walk, a hit by pitch. If you're standing at first base, you did your job right. And now up steps Ryan David, the left fielder, with an opportunity to move Turk along the base path. The same situation that occurred with 2 away seems to be brewing once again. You don't need to go yard. You can move him around the bases. Just hit around. There's a couple teams in these leagues that do a great job of not swinging for the fences, but making simple hits. You'll see that in the 18U game, North Coast, maybe the best example of getting a guy on and then hitting him around the bases. 2, 3, 4 hits compounded, couple runs score, and that is how North Coast has been so dangerous down the stretch this year. They started off a little bit rough, not playing many games in the OPL, but down the stretch, they put 5 wins together, and it's because they're able to get a runner on early in the inning, maybe with 1 away at the latest, and then hit them around with ease. Here comes the 0-1 from Davis. Fouled away to the right side. So makes it now a 0-2 count on the outfielder. After him, Cale Anderson is due up next. Davis is looking for out number 1. Has 1 K to his name thus far. Can he find a second strikeout? Here comes the 0-2. Misses upstairs, so a 1-2 count now on David. We'll take this time to set the Tiger defense on the mound. Davis behind the dish, Rowland. Woods at first, Severson over at second, Burton at short, Williams at third. And from left to right in the outfield, Colby, Norch, and Wagner. The 1-2. Chopped weakly to the left side. It's going to be a tough play to make. Over from third, Williams. There is no play at first. It's an infield single for Ryan David as he moves Turk into scoring position with none away. Beautiful example of small ball baseball. It might not have been a bunt, but might as well have been based off the power. It wasn't the hardest swing. It wasn't the heftiest swing. But he stands at first base, and he moved the runner along into scoring position. That is all you could have really asked David to do in that situation. Now up steps Cale Anderson, the lefty first baseman. He has a big opportunity to make something happen for his team. Davis takes a second and delivers. Misses outside. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. Anderson is the coach's kid, but don't tell him that. He is one of the top players on this team. He has been good for years. He deserves his starting role as he now has an opportunity to move the runners along. In high school baseball and really travel baseball, there's a stigma against having a coach's kid start. This is not the case by any means. Anderson in warm-ups looked really solid over at first base, and now he has a big opportunity to prove himself with 2 runners on. Getting a hit here would be huge. He might be at the bottom of the lineup, but someone has to hit there. You can be an impact hitter whether you're number 1 or number 9 in that lineup. The 2-0. Smacked into left field. Colby gets underneath it and catches it. It's going to be a play at the plate, and it's not in time. It's a sac fly for Anderson to make it a 3-0 lead for Premier. The dream start continues for the 3 seed. And that is the perfect example of doing a job. Yes, he's out, but nonetheless, a run scores. That's all you can ask him to do. He put the ball in play. His runner made something happen. And now we go back to the top of the lineup. So let's see what this team can do. They have a prime opportunity to make some noise and put the Tigers on the defensive, really. they're going to have to play defensive baseball. They're going to need to get back to the sticks pretty quick. Davis comes set. Here comes the 1-0. Smack to the left side and foul. So now a 1-1 count after the foul ball. Davis coming set, checking the runner as well. The pitch. Ground ball hit to the right side, scooped up over at second base. The throw from Severson is in time to retire Lofgren for out number 2, but that moves the runner up 90 feet. David now stands 90 feet away from scoring. So now Jeff Costigan, the pitcher, has an opportunity to give himself an extra insurance run. Costigan, his first time up, struck out looking, but has an opportunity, a big opportunity at that for redemption. The pitch from Davis. Breaking ball goes in, but misses barely. It's a 1-0 count. For the Tigers in the next inning, it's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters with Williams, Woods, and Wenzel due up. Davis sets the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Costigan can't connect. That will even it up at 1-1. Davis still trying to find his footing in this ballgame. 3 runs surrendered thus far through 2. Nice block behind the dish as the catcher just has to look below. Rowland did well there to keep it in front of him, but nonetheless, it's a 2-1 count. In the on-deck circle is Johnny Payne for Premier. If Anderson can make this a 4-0 ball game, that would be a great spot for them to be in. The 2-1. Fouled away to the backstop / netting. So that will even it up at 2-2 on the rising junior. Davis still stuck on 2 Ks, looking for, or correction, 1 K, looking for his second of the ball game here. The 2-2. Nice block behind the dish from Rowland. So that'll make it now a full count, 3-2. This is going to be a pivotal pitch upcoming. Davis needs to retire Costigan. You do not want to have runners at the corners with 2 away, because then you can play the chess match of getting a runner stuck between first and second and trying to have the runner score from third. The payoff pitch from Davis popped up, and we will reload it. Same opportunity, 3-2, 2 away. Payne still awaiting in the on-deck circle. It's a big pitch upcoming from Davis. Can he get the job done? The payoff. Fouled into the glove of Rowland. Davis' second K of the game. Retires the side in the second, but not before 1 run can score. Middle of 2 in Lakewood. Premier leads it 3-0. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up in the home half of the second inning for the Ohio Tigers, who find themselves in a 3-0 hole against Premier Ohio. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. If you are just tuning in the first inning, Mason Vanshin, the shortstop for Premier, went yard over the right field fence, giving them a 2-0 lead through one. And then last inning, Cale Anderson hit a sacrifice fly over to left field. That has been the damage thus far from Premier's side of things. As for the Tigers, they're still looking for hit number 1 and base runner number 1. It'll be Williams, Woods, and Wenzel, the three tasked with being the first runner, second runner, third runner. Just depends what happens. The pitch from Costigan misses well outside. Payne has no read on it. That now evens it up at 1-1 here on Williams. Williams will be a senior at Talmadge this upcoming year. Talmadge, one of the best, I don't want to say dynasties in NEO baseball, but they're up there for one of the best programs over the past 20, 25 years. Won a couple state championships many years ago, I believe in the 2000s. Won at least one. So there's plenty of pedigree for the Devils. The 1-2 from Costigan. Sky to the right side and well out of play. Foul balls could potentially be an issue down the stretch as we get into game number 2. A lot of them falling victim to the construction zone. The 1-2 from Costigan. Bounces in. Payne blocks it, but nonetheless is going to be in the dirt. Make it now a 2-2 count. Payne has done a nice job behind the dish, keeping most things in front of him. One wild pitch thus far from Costigan. The 2-2 goes low. Another nice block from Payne. So it's a full count now, 3-2 on Williams. Patience over pressure. That has to be in the mind of Williams. The payoff pitch from Costigan misses inside. Another nice block from Payne, but that's not enough as Williams is aboard as the first runner of the game for the Tigers. All it takes is a small start, add a couple runs onto it, you then have yourself a ball game. That is what the Tigers are going to attempt to do here. And up steps Brock Woods, the first baseman. The rising junior at Glen Oak is going to look to move along his teammate. The pitch from Costigan. There's a get-right pitch from Costigan. Make it now a 0-1 count. So how does the rising junior face the adversity of a runner at first? Struggled in that at-bat, but now he seemingly has settled back in. It's a 0-2 count. Especially with young pitchers, they need to be careful not to get in a hole early in games, walking a couple batters. It then becomes a rhythm. If you get in the rhythm of walking batters, it's very tough to get it out of. That is why a lot of times at the high school level, you'll see 2 kids get walked in a row and then a couple more added on top of that. Swing and a miss. It's a drop third, but it doesn't matter. Costigan now has 2 Ks on the afternoon and retires Woods for out number 1. So now up steps Evan Wenzel, the extra hitter. The rising junior at CVCA batted .550 in 20 at-bats this past year for the Royals with 7 RBIs, 2 doubles, and 1 run in 11 games, 0 of them being starts. Came in to play at third in the Holy Name game where the Royals ended up winning 5-3. So now it's a 0-1 count on Wenzel. The pitch. Fouled into the glove of Payne. A nice pitch from Costigan challenging the rising junior. After Wenzel, Cam Burton due up next. If Costigan can find out number 2 at the plate, that would be big for Premier's defense, and time will be called in the box. Costigan wants to alleviate pressure from his defense. Getting out number 2 at the plate would do that. Runner breaks. Ground ball hit right back to Costigan. The play at 2 is in time. An excellent chuck from the rising junior at Buckeye to retire the lead runner for out number 2. 9 times out of 10, the pitcher wouldn't have thought to even try and make that play at second base, but Costigan was in the right place at the right time, and the way the ground ball was hit back to him, his body was carried that way. You saw it on the replay there. His glove hand trailed back to greet the ball, and it was in a perfect spot to then make the play at second base. It was a tough play nonetheless, as Thompson did well to hang on to it amid the slide. Now a two-away, Cam Burton steps off the shortstop, will look to move along Wenzel. Cranks it into center field, but getting underneath it is Barton. He snags it to retire the side. The Tigers put their first runner of the ball game on the base path, but can't convert. End of 2 in Lakewood. It's Premier Ohio leading this one 3-0. Top of the third inning in game number 1 of our doubleheader in the OPL. Premier Ohio enjoying life right now, up 3-0 over the Ohio Tigers. Payne's first pitch he sees is grounded up the middle, and to lead off single for the catcher. He somehow snuck it by the pitcher's and the second baseman's glove. That was an excellent crack off the bat from Payne. It wasn't necessarily the most powerful swing, but it got the job done, and he stands at first base. And here comes the power hitter, Mason Vanchen. The shortstop had a 2-run homer his first time up. Can he replicate it here? That would be big for Premier, as would any run at this point. Fouled away to the right side. Got a little bit too much underneath this time around. He now finds himself down on the count, 0-1. Based off that swing, you can tell he's trying to make it 2 for 2 with homers. If I'm Davis, breaking ball outside. That's the 0-1 pitch. Runner breaks. Instead, it hits him. So he tried the breaking ball, but not enough break. It's a hard 90 for Vanchen. 2 runners on with none away. And now Joey Barton has an opportunity to move along both runners, and that will now send a pitcher into the bullpen for the Tigers. Owen Thomas, the rising junior at Northwest Canal Fulton High School, will be going to the pen to get warmed up. If Barton gets a hit here, he might be called upon earlier than expected. The pitch from Davis. Fouled away into the backstop. 0-1 count. It's a good idea there from Barton. If he can straighten it out, the left center field gap would be the ideal spot for him to hit the ball. It gives his runners the best chance to move along. It's the biggest gap on the field, unless he can somehow pull it down the right field line. Beautiful paint there of the corner from Davis. Maybe a little helpful frame from Rowland, but nonetheless, it's a 0-2 count. If it's a strike, it's a strike. Attack that spot all day. If I'm Davis, I'm going right back there. Runner breaks. Fouled away. Johnny Payne will jog back to second base, and if he's anything like me, disappointed if there was a swing. In my experience, if I'm stealing a bag and I hear the foul ball, I'm not too happy if I have to go run again. Granted, anytime I have to run, I'm not very happy, but that's besides the point. Still an 0-2 count here on Barton. Davis takes a second, keeping a close eye on Payne. He deals. Misses upstairs. So now it's a 1-2 count. Barton's patience paying off. If there weren't 2 strikes, I would say bunt the ball down the third baseline. The third baseman is playing extra deep. You have a perfect opportunity there to get something down. Time now called to the box from Barton. But that can be something talked about with Mertz in the on-deck circle. Does he bunt? Especially if Barton doesn't get on, 1 away. Do you just try to move the runners along? The 1-2. Misses upstairs. That will even it up at 2-2. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Compounding walks. A lot of it happens when you have a count that the pitcher's up in, pitches out a couple pitches, you get to 2-2, 3-2, and the control is lost. The throwback to 1, an excellent idea. Not there. Vanshin was definitely not in a good spot there over at first base, but he was able to make it back. 2-2 count. Payne getting closer to the bag at 2. Davis will deal. Misses low. Barton does well to work it from 0-2 to 3-2. Once again, here it is. A couple balls in a row. Can Davis regain command? Here comes a big payoff pitch. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. This could be trouble. The play at 3 is in time. They get the lead runner for out number 1. A smart play there from Burton. So the situation will reload, this time with 1 away as Aiden Mertz, the third baseman, steps up. Thomas seemingly ramping up his warm-up in the left field bullpen. Do we see a bunt? Right field line would be perfect for a bunt right now. The pitch almost hits him instead. But as you can see on your screen, the first baseman, Woods, is playing plenty back. Right on your screen, you see it on the right side there where we're focusing on. It's a perfect way to lay down a bunt. It would move the runners along. At minimum, put runners at second and third. The throwback to 2 is not in time. I'm kind of surprised that Premier hasn't gone to that small ball route. A lot of Premier teams like to try and put down bunts and win the game that way and move the runners along. Anderson, their approach is walks and base hits. And in this case, a home run too. Pitch misses low. The back pick down to 1. Gets into the outfield. Woods can't block it. Runners now at second and third. Taking a turn and looking is Vanshin. He will retreat. An excellent job nonetheless from Barton. If the throw was there, there's a good chance that he was picked off. You can't fault the catcher in that situation. The first baseman needs to block that ball down. He just couldn't there. No need for a bunt now. The runners are at second and third with 1 away. The pitch from Davis. Chop weakly to the left side. It's going to be a tough play. It's bobbled over at the pitcher's mound, and it works. It's an infield single for Mertz as he is able to score Vanshin, giving Premier now a 4-0 lead. Time will be called by the Tigers. This could be the call to the bullpen. And it will be the call to the bullpen. Owen Thomas will be summoned from left field. Premier leading this one 4-0 with 1 away in the top of the third. We'll come back to Lakewood once the new pitcher is warmed up. New pitcher on the mound for the Tigers, Owen Thomas, the rising junior at Northwest, tasked with settling things down. Runners at first and third with one away. If you're just tuning in, Premier is leading this ball game 4-0 as of right now. The Tigers are on upset alert. If this result holds, what an ending to the 16U OPL season this would be. It's a 1-0 count the pitch. That's a get-right pitch for the Tigers alike. Makes it now a 1-1 count. Thomas will need to be careful with a runner over at third base. We could see the stereotypical high school first and third steal where second base is basically gifted. The throwback to one. There's the pickoff move. It was a beautiful idea, and the tag is there between first and second. A run will score. Thomas gets the out, but sacrifices a run as Barton jumps up with Payne, making it a 5-0 ball game. That was a beautiful pickoff move from Thomas. Unfortunate the run scored. He had to get it out of the inning some way, and now he can focus on the batter. So in that sense, I like the idea. Misses upstairs, a 2-1 count on Turk. I feel like that could be a quote-unquote win-win. Obviously, the Tigers did not want to surrender another run, but to get the out on a beautiful move, they'll take it. Now a 3-1 count as Thomas misses low. In the on-deck circle is Ryan David, who singled his first time up. Still in the top of the third, Premier leading 5-0. The pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from Thomas. Makes the count on Turk full 3-2. Thomas comes set 3-2 away to get out of the inning. Survey says yes as Turk misses upstairs. Thomas comes in and gets 2 outs quickly, but surrenders another. Middle of 3 in Lakewood. It's Premier Anderson leading this one 5-0. Premier up 5-0 through 2.5 innings in Lakewood. We rejoin you in the bottom of the third inning. The Tigers needing an offensive spark with Colby, Serverson, and Wagner, the bottom 3 in the lineup, due up to hit. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening if you are just tuning in to this 16U OPL championship game. First pitch of the inning from Costigan, a dime on the corner. 0-1 count to begin this at-bat. If you missed the beginning of this game, Premier came out firing with a 2-run homer from Mason Van Chin in the top of the first inning. Then Anderson's sac fly made it a 3-0 ball game. And then finally, in the top of the third, 2-run score. So 2-1-2 scoring box score for Premier. This one's going out of play as Payne will make sure it does go out. So it's an 0-2 count here on the leadoff hitter, Colby. Colby, a rising junior at Cuyahoga Falls High School, was a regular starter for Cuyahoga Falls this past year as a sophomore. A lot of young players did get run in for them. I believe another one playing in the Diamond League that was really good for the majority of the season. An 0-2 count. Costigan looking for a K to begin the inning. Doesn't get it on that pitch as he misses well upstairs. Through 2 innings, Costigan 2 Ks, 1 walk, no hits. The 1-2, foul away. And you can see it on your screen there. Payne's reaction time was flawless. We'll say flawless there. The moment it hit the backstop, he sprung up, reacted to the ball. That's what you need from your catcher. The 1-2, breaking ball just misses upstairs. It's a good spot there, but definitely high, evens it up at 2-2. Can Costigan find his third strikeout of the game? Not on that pitch as he misses, up and out. What was once 0-2 has been made full. This is the time where Premier needs to settle in and keep playing baseball the way they have through the first 2.5. The payoff pitch. Sent into right field, but directly to Lofgren, who gets well underneath it and snags it with one hand for out number 1. That was a perfect example of a well-hit ball, but to the perfectly wrong spot. So now up steps Jacob Serverson, the second baseman, looking to spark the Tiger offense, the rising junior at Uniontown Lake. He will be called upon here to get the first hit of the game for the Tigers. First pitch misses outside. It's a 1-0 count. But to Costigan's credit, he has challenged each of the batters he has faced, earned 2 Ks, only walking the 1, but his defense has been exceptional today. That has been the difference. A couple grounders going over to his second baseman, Thompson, a couple fly balls. He even fielded a ground ball himself. Him and his defense have been phenomenal so far today. And there's a good get-right pitch as he paints the corner, 2-1 count. And for a young pitcher, the ability to paint the corner isn't something that is easily learned. Yet he has come out today to Lakewood and has excelled. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, making now a 2-2 count. And maybe, just maybe, it helps that Costigan's high school Buckeye plays at this field a couple times a year, as Buckeye and Lakewood are conference rivals and have been for years. Popped up into right field once again. Lofgren loses it in the sun and it drops in. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Tigers. Unfortunate there over in right field, but if you can't see it, you really can't make a play on the ball. Can the Tigers capitalize? And now time is called. Lofgren will be granted sunglasses, potentially. Yep. He has been granted the rank of sunglass wearer. In my time playing the outfield, not wearing sunglasses, I've had coaches question my decisions not to wear sunglasses. In all fairness, I've been asked by some where the sun was. The sun is definitely out here at Lakewood. Now that he has the glasses, hopefully he should be able to make the next play. He made the first one, but the sun maybe moved a little bit. It's one of those things you learn from it and you don't make that same mistake again. I would be surprised if Coach Anderson lets him live this one down the rest of the game, but if they get the win, it's something you can laugh about later. But as of right now, the defense needs to settle back in. That will even it up at 1-1 as Costigan once again finds the zone. We don't have an official K rate, but his K rate has to be above 60 to 70%. The throwback not in time. But the lefty has been dominant today. Another thing he benefits from, Buckeye is a very young team. They have a lot of youngsters starting varsity for many programs. He'll go down as a 3-year starter for the Bucks, not only as a pitcher, but also in the field. The fact that he played 9 games this past year, pretty good considering that Buckeye still had a great team. The 1-2, fouled away. And a lot of these guys on both teams will be looking for opportunities at their high schools. Lofgren, Payne, and Barton over at Strongsville will look to find their way into the everyday rotation. Payne, as of right now, I feel like has the best opportunity to do so based on his versatility. The 1-2 just misses. A good miss there, evening it up. After Dom Wagner, the right fielder, Sean Rowland, the catcher, the leadoff hitter, will be back up. 2-2 count with one away. The pitch from Costigan. Runner goes. Payne can't get it. And I believe what we're going to have the call be is the batter was out of the box. He did offer. Okay, he did offer. So strike 3. So that goes down as Costigan's third K of the ballgame for out number 2. An interesting move to try and put down the bunt there. Yes, the runner is in scoring position, but maybe not the point of the game you do that. First pitch strike from Costigan. Rowland grounds it out to second base. His first time up, he will look to make amends this time around. A base hit into the outfield would likely score a run. That will even it up 1-1 as he misses up and out. Costigan so far in this game, he's had stretches where he's been on point. He's had stretches where he struggles. But the majority of the game, he has been back and forth between balls and strikes. So now 2-1 count. Costigan still has plenty of work to do. So does Premier. It's only a 5-run ball game. Yes, 5 runs seems to be a lot. But in this league, and with this Tigers team being as good as they are, 5 runs can easily be scored in 1 inning. The 2-1. Nice pitch there from Costigan as it trails into the zone from the right to the left. Make it now a 2-2 count with 2 away. If Costigan can get his 4th K here, it might be the most pivotal of the game thus far. Instead, it's cranked into the left field bullpen. The count will remain at 2-2. Once again, we'll remind you to stay tuned after this game for Game 2 of our doubleheader as North Coast takes on BHM Navy in the 16U OPL championship game. A 2-2 from Costigan. Swing and a miss. The batter chases well outside. Costigan now has 4 Ks through 3 as Premier still posts a 0 for the Tigers on the scoreboard. End of 3 in Lakewood. Premier leads it 5-0. Top of the 4th inning in Lakewood. Premier Ohio still on top 5-0 over the Ohio Tigers. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. David, Anderson, and Lofgren, the 3 do up this inning for the 3 seed. First pitch of the inning is hit into the backstop. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at bat. It's been so far so good for Premier. After their first 2 batters were retired in order, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters came alive, scoring 2 runs in the first. They're going to call a foul ball. David almost had an extra base hit down the left field line. And then going into the 2nd inning, Anderson, who's on deck, hit a sacrifice fly to left field, scoring another run. And then last inning, 2 more runs scored. An RBI single from Mertz and a pass ball resulting in a run. Premier has had plenty of opportunities, and they've capitalized on all of them. A beautiful dipped changeup there into the zone. That's the second K of the game from Thomas for out number 1. I don't think that changeup could have dipped any better. It's one of those pitches that, as it presents itself, it doesn't look good, but once you have the kind of TV graphic that you'll see for MLB, it's perfectly in the zone. It couldn't be more central in the zone. It couldn't have had a better spot down the pipe. Anderson now finds himself in a 0-1 count. Maybe Thomas coming in was a spark the Tigers needed. Popped up into left field. Now going towards center as Norch comes from his native center to go to left center and retrieve it for out number 2. So after the first 2 are retired in order, Curtis Lofgren, 0 for 2 on the day, steps up for his third cuts. If the Tigers can get out of this inning 1-2-3, maybe that's the start of a momentum swing. Thomas will come set. The pitch. Misses upstairs. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on Lofgren. After Lofgren, Jeff Costigan and Johnny Payne would be due up next. Thomas will deal the 1-0. Cranked into right field and caught. Nice job by Wagner to come in and greet it, retiring Lofgren and the side alike. Premier goes in order. Middle of 4 in Lakewood. The Tigers still trail 5-0. Norch, Thomas, and Williams, the 3 due up to hit for the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th inning. They find themselves in a 5-0 hole against Premier Ohio Anderson in the 16U OPL championship game. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. If you are just tuning in, Jeff Costigan has been lights out on the bump for Premier thus far. His only quote-unquote sin on the bump, a single from Severson that would have been avoided, but Lofgren in right field did not have sunglasses, so he could not track down the ball. But still, other than that one blemish, he has been perfect on the bump. He continues to deal. It's a 1-2 count on Norch, the center fielder. Costigan in search of his 5th strikeout of the ball game. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Elevates and the chase. A beautiful combination as Costigan now has 5 Ks through 3 1/3. And now up steps Owen Thomas, the designated hitter, turned into a pitcher. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. Vanchen scoops it up. The throw across the diamond is in time, courtesy of Anderson's stretch. It's 2 up, 2 down for Premier's defense. And there's another example of Premier's defense making plays when asked to. Costigan has had plenty of Ks today, yes, but a couple of balls have been put into play. And when they are put into play, his defense has responded with resounding skill and impeccable throws. And as well, A stretch is an unsung aspect of the play, but Anderson executed it to perfection. Without that stretch, the throw from Vanchen may have gone wide, may have bounced, may have done a number of things that would have resulted in a runner being at first base. It's a simple play, but a necessary play. That pitch misses well wide of Payne. Nothing really he could have done there. He didn't need to in this case. No one on. It's a 1-1 count on Williams, the third baseman. He walked his first time up. He looks to repeat that result. The pitch from Costigan. Skied over to the right side and foul. As of right now, we have baseballs, but if these foul balls keep happening and a couple of them go to the other side, we might run out of baseballs. We were very close to last night, just the construction zone taking plenty of baseballs away from the action. The 1-2. Beautiful dip, but not enough. The changeup didn't die enough. Now a 2-2 count with 2 away. Costigan, can he get his 6K of the ball game? The pitch. Ground ball left side once again will go to Vanchen. The throw to Anderson is scooped in time. An excellent play by the lefty at first to retire the side. No damage done by the Tigers. End of 4 in Lakewood. Premier Ohio leads it 5-0. Three innings of scheduled baseball left to go in the 16U OPL championship game between the Ohio Tigers and Premier Ohio. As of right now, Premier Ohio Anderson in the driver's seat to take home the crown as they lead it 5-0 against the 1 seed. It's been a great game thus far. The runs seemingly dried up last inning for Premier. 2-1 and 2 through 3, and then a goose egg last inning. They look to get back to their best here in the 5th. As 5 runs here and no runs allowed in the bottom half of the inning would end the game. Run rule will now be in effect after this. 10 runs after 5 would be enough to win the game outright. Now 1-2 count here on Costigan. After Costigan, Johnny Payne and Mason Vanchen due up. Speaking of Payne, his brother Austin, who's committed to Otterbein in attendance for this game. The 1-2. Fouled away to the right side. On this Premier team, you have a combination of Payne and Lofgren. In that same breath, you have a similar comparison on another Premier team, Austin Payne and Colin Lofgren. Those two seniors getting plenty of playing time for Strongsville. The Payne on this team and the Lofgren on this team, being Johnny and Curtis, respectively, look to do a similar job for Strongsville as their older brothers did this year. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Costigan chases outside. Thomas now has 3 Ks and retires his fellow pitcher for out number 1. Now up steps Johnny Payne for the 3rd time. Had a base hit on the first pitch he saw last time up and a walk his first time up, which ended up leading to him scoring as the first run of the ball game. Thomas will set. Now the pitch. Runs inside, almost hits him, but just gets out of the way. It's a 1-0 count. Vanchin awaits in the on-deck circle for Premier. Homered back in the second inning, which was the catalyst for the rest of the runs. The pitch from Thomas. Misses low. That will even it up at 1-1. Thomas, since coming into the game, has done an excellent job settling the ship. The only blemish against him was the run scoring when he picked off a runner at first. A gapper for Payne as he finds the left center field grass. He'll take a turn and retreat back, but he is aboard with a one-out single. He is now for two for two on the day with a walk added on. An excellent game thus far from Johnny Payne. Behind the dish, he has been there when his team has needed him. At the sticks, he has been there when his team has needed him. And once again, he produces. Up steps Mason Vanchin, 1-for-1 on the day with the homer and a hit by pitch. First pitch finds the outside corner. It's a 0-1 count. And Vanchin definitely could be your player of the game depending on how much you value starting pitching. It's either him or Costigan, as both have been excellent today. And even on the defensive end, Vanchin has had a couple of putouts to his name. But as of right now, he's in an 0-2 hole. The pitch from Thomas misses outside. A nice scoop behind the dish from Rowland. A pivotal block behind the dish for the Tigers. Every run is going to count now. In the bottom of the fifth, they need to come out guns a-blazing to have a chance. The 1-2. Popped into right field. Foul. If that ball drops down the right field line, that could be extra bases. Yesterday, we saw that happen a couple of times where if the ball is hit in the right field, it's going to roll. Same thing with center field. Lakewood's turf is one of the most tough atmospheres to play at. The chuck down from Rowland, it might be in time. Instead, it sails over the shortstop head into the outfield. Payne will run for three. The play is not in time. Payne is in at third base. An excellent job stealing second and then jumping on the pass ball to get to third. Rowland's throw was there, but just went a little bit too high, and that results in Payne standing 90 feet away from scoring. I believe this might be the first catcher we've seen run for himself in our coverage of summer ball this year, and Payne proving why he's running. Now a 2-2 count. Vanchin's job becomes easier. Misses upstairs, so now a full count, 3-2. Barton awaits in the on-deck circle for Premier. All he needs to do is put the ball in the outfield, and Premier will lead it 6-0. He will take a walk instead. A home run, a hit by pitch, and a walk. A solid afternoon at the sticks for Mason Vanchin. And now up steps Joey Barton. Runners at the corners with one away. He reached on a fielder's choice his last time up and walked his first time up. He now has a chance for an RBI to be added onto his stat line. Runner goes, the pitch. Finds his own on the inside corner. 0-1 count as Vanchin steals second. So the rising senior now has two runners in scoring position to work with. The 0-1 misses up and out. That will even it up at 1-1. After Barton, Aiden Mertz would be due up next for Premier. A hit here could really blow this game open even more. Barton tanks it into left field, and it drops down the line. Payne will score. Vanchin will trot home as well. Barton cruises on into second base with a 2 RBI double, giving Premier Anderson a 7-0 lead, all but sealing their OPL title. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Joey Barton has done it for Premier. 2 RBIs, a double, a fielder's choice, and a walk. A great game from Joey Barton. And now time is called for a mound visit. If you're looking at the seeds, you might be surprised to see this result happening. I am not. I have played with a lot of these kids. A lot of people don't know that back in my rec baseball days, there was a team assembled in the fall of 2019. I believe I could be leaving someone off on this roster. I'm sure I'll be corrected later if I am. Johnny Payne was there. Joey Barton was there. His dad was the coach. I don't know if Anderson was there, but I believe I played with him before. Curtis Lofgren, I believe I played with him. I played with his older brother, Colin. But I know these talents. They are talented talents and players, and on top of it, you had a Division I commit on that team in Jude Fisher. Knowing these guys and knowing their families, they are hard workers. They fight. If they're told they're an underdog, they don't listen to that. They fight. Barton has drastically improved since then. He has become, I don't want to say necessarily I'm trying to think of the right word to describe his rise. He can put the ball in play, but he has more of a defensive guy and a pitcher. I thought of the word. He's become one of the best well-rounded players on this team. That is the right word to use for him. It's really great to see some guys that I've played with making impact plays in such a big moment. But nonetheless, the Tigers will get back to work. They will send Rocco Norch to the bump when we return. It's Norch time on the bump for the 1 seed. They need to find a spark, down 7-0 in the top of the 5th. If Premier can score 3 more runs here and the Tigers put up 0 in the home half of the inning, the game is over. So the pressure is really on for Rocco Norch and co. to get the job done here and keep this game close enough to make something happen. Keeping the game close enough is allowing no more runs. Norch's first pitch bounces in, but a nice block behind the dish from Rowland. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on Mertz. It's Aiden Mertz and Zach Turner, the two due up this inning for Premier. Here comes the pitch from Norch. Ground ball hit to the left side and over the home dugout. I believe yesterday the home dugout was really the away dugout. Today the home team has selected the home dugout. The 1-1 from Norch. Swing and a miss. A nice change up there gets Mertz to chase. It's now a 1-2 count. It appears as of right now some North Coast and BHM players starting to roll in for their 8:30 first pitch game. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Norch begins life on the bump with a K, retiring Mertz for out number 2. Both Thomas and Norch began life well on the mound. But in the end, Premier won the day against Thomas. Now Turk steps in. Still has Barton at second base. If they can score him, make it 8-0, their job in the next inning becomes slightly easier if they want to end this game early. The pitch from Norch. Misses low. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat. David would then be due up next for Premier. Norch checks the runner and delivers. Nice block behind the dish by Rowland. Has to go and get it, but in the end, he kept it close enough. The runner didn't advance. So in the end, he did his job. 2-0 count. Norch trying to get out of the inning and give his team a chance. Another nice block behind the dish from Rowland. Without Rowland, the Tigers might have allowed a couple more runs by now. His blocking has been stellar all afternoon. But it's a 3-0 count. What would then go on to be the quote-unquote winning run is in the on-deck circle. The 3-0 fouled into the glove. It's a 3-1 count. I get the swing. It's a 3-0 count. At this point in the game, maybe you don't swing at it. But I don't mind the decision given the background of it. And there's a walk, so it ends up not mattering either way. So Turk got a free swing out of it and granted first base. So now up steps David. If David could find his way around the base path, that would be 10 for Premier. They would lead it by 10, and the pressure would be on the Tigers to put something on the board in the bottom of the 5th. Who would have saw this coming entering play today? I think we anticipated a very close game. Maybe a 5-4 ball game. But that has not been the case. Premier up 7-0. Beautiful curve going into the zone. It's a 0-1 count on Ryan David, who so far today is 1 for 2 with a base hit and a K. Norch deals the 0-1. Ground ball to the left side of the infield. The throw across the diamond is in time. A nice play made by Williams to retire the side, but not before Joey Barton can make a lasting impact on this game, hitting a 2 RBI double down the left field line. Middle of 5 in Lakewood. Premier Anderson leads it 5-0, or correction, 7-0. Bottom of the 5th inning here in Lakewood. Premier Ohio leads it 7-0 over the 1 seed Ohio Tigers. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. It's been a great game thus far for Premier. They shook off the rust in the 1st inning. First 2 batters retired in order, and then Johnny Payne walked, leading to Mason Vanchen going yard for a 2-run shot over the right field wall, and Anderson has not looked back since. They have been rolling all afternoon. Only 1 hit allowed by Jeff Costigan, the starting and current pitcher for Premier. He has been near perfect today. Ground ball left side hit to Vanchen. The throw across the diamond is in time via the stretch from Anderson. It's 1 up, 1 down for Premier's defense. Give them now 8 outs to hit to win the game. You're at the point in the game where we start tracking the number of outs until victory is sealed, and that is the 3rd putout in a row recorded by Vanchen, going back to last inning. The last out not recorded by Costigan or the shortstop Vanchen was recorded by Lofgren in left field all the way back in the 3rd inning. It's been a while. 3 strikeouts and then a couple groundouts in a row going over to shortstop. Costigan with 5 Ks to his name through now 4 1/3 inning of work. The 1-0. Cranked into left field. This could be the spark the Tigers need. It's going back and will drop in over the left fielder David's head. And cruising on into second base is Evan Wenzel. The rising junior at CVCA is now in scoring position for the Tigers. All it takes is 1 hit to potentially change the trajectory of a ball game. If the Tigers can start compounding hits, this is their ticket back into the contest. Here comes Cam Burton. Flew out to center field his first time up. The pitch from Costigan. Tries to hit the outside corner, but just misses off. Make it a 1-0 count. As for Premier, no action quite yet in their bullpen. They have a couple of guys they could go to, but they save their main man for today. Hits off the glove of Payne. He has a chance to make a play. The throw down to 3. Not in time. An excellent relay attempt from the rising junior, but just couldn't get there in time. There it is once again, the reaction time of Payne almost getting a throw out, but Wenzel now stands 90 feet away from being the opening run of the game for the Tigers. The pitch, ground ball hit right back to Costigan, looks the runner at 3, the throw to 1 is in time to retire Burton for out number 2. A beautifully executed play on the bump from Costigan. He did the right thing. He looked the runner, made sure Wenzel was staying put at 3, and then made the out over at first base. A simple force would now get Premier out of the inning unscathed. Nolan Cavey, the left fielder, trying to put a run on the board. A nice block there from Payne. He kept it in front of him. Yes, he went over to his left, but as long as it's near him and in front of him, he did his job. Both catchers today have been outstanding behind the dish with blocking. The 1-0 misses upstairs, make it now a 2-0 count. If I'm Coach Anderson, I feel like you trust Costigan. Unless he starts allowing a bunch of runs, even if he allows one here, you trust him the rest of the way. Cranked into left center field, and that's the first run of the ball game for the Tigers. It gets past David. Colby will stay put, potentially could have had a play at second, but in the end, it's an RBI single for the left fielder, making it now a 7-1 ball game. When it rains, it pours. Will the pouring start happening now for the Tigers? They need it to if they want to fight their way back into this game. Up steps Jacob Severson, singled his first time up. The pitch. Thought about it, but in the end, I believe just missed low and no swing. It's a 1-0 count. Wenzel did a nice job to hit his spot in the outfield and then was rewarded with a run. Now it's a 2-0 count on Severson. Dom Wagner, the right fielder, awaits in the on-deck circle. Can the Tigers add another run onto the scoreboard? Miss outside. Payne thought about the back pick, but holds up in the end. It's a 3-0 count. And this is what I was talking about earlier with Davis. One ball compounds into a second, into a walk, into a second walk, into a third walk. You have to get a get-right pitch here. And he does. That's the most dangerous thing in the high school level, a 3-0 count. A lot of pitchers will then get the 3-1, but after that, the command is still lost. If Costigan can remain dialed in, Premier has a good chance. And Premier gets lucky as it just misses the third base bag and trails foul. A couple have almost snuck down that left field line and did plenty of damage, but in the end, just misses. This game going a lot longer than the first game yesterday. I believe by this point we already had a final in the Diamond League Championship game in the 15U division. The payoff pitch from Costigan. Runner goes. Perfect breaking ball, and it's in the zone for strike 3. Costigan does it again. He now has 6 Ks on the afternoon, and that one retires aside in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Premier in the driver's seat, up 7-1. Top of 6 in Lakewood in the 16U OPL championship game. As of right now, the 3 seed Premier Ohio Anderson is up 7-1 over the 1 seed Ohio Tigers. First pitch of the inning is grounded up the gut over to shortstop. Burton throws over to 1. It's in time. It's 1 up, 1 down for the Tiger defense as Anderson is retired. After the nice play from Burton, up steps Curtis Lofgren. The right fielder 0 for 3 on the day, has recorded 1 putout thus far, and now will look to get his first hit of the ball game. The Tigers right now just trying to settle things down on the defensive end of things. Their offense started to come alive in the 5th, but they're going to need to do a little bit more to give themselves a chance as they have 6 outs to work with. The pitch. Nice block behind the dish from Rolland once again. Makes it a 1-0 count on Lofgren. Once again, North Coast and BHM starting to roll on into Lakewood. They play in around an hour from now for the 16U OPL Championship. Should be a good game. Do not miss any of the action. It'll be live here once again on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. The 1-1 from Norch. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut there from Lofgren makes it now a 1-2 count. You can tell he's frustrated. If he can just dial in here, he has a good opportunity to give the ball a ride. Good patience there. That will even it up at 2-2. Patience against pressure. I maintain that opinion of this game since the first. You have to be patient. You can't let the pressure get to you. The 2-2, fouled away. Lofgren's on it now. Just needs to straighten it out. Sometimes all you have to do is foul one ball away, and you get a pitch you like a lot better, and that's the one you take advantage of. It's survive and advance. It's the playoff mentality, but you do it with 2 strikes. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chases outside. Norwich gets his second K of the ball game. It's 2 up, 2 down. Now up steps Jeff Costigan. Struck out 3 times today, but on the mound, he has more than made up for it. Norwich looking to get out of the inning. 1-2-3. Will deal. Ground ball hit to the left side. It'll go back to short. Burton. He started the inning with a putout, and he ends it with 1 as well. An excellent chuck over to Woods, retiring the side. Premier goes in order. Middle of 6 in Lakewood. It's Premier Anderson leading 7-1. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Lakewood. Premier up 7-1 over the Ohio Tigers. It's been a great game thus far for Premier as they started off with plenty of momentum. But since then, the Tigers have put a run on the board. But Costigan on the bump has been near flawless, allowing a double, a single, and the run. The rising junior at Buckeye has been excellent, and he is well on his way to MVP honors in this championship game. We will have an update for the 15U OPL championship game here in a minute. From what I've seen, a lot of scoring early on in that game. It's an exciting contest between Avon Lake and the Medina Sting over at Victory Park Field 7. But right now we're going to focus on the 16U division. Jeff Costigan dealing an excellent game. He looks to continue that here as he will face the top of the lineup after Wagner, the last hitter, hits here. The 1-0 from Costigan. Misses well outside. Payne can't get a hand on it. Makes it now a 2-0 count. remaining in control of the game has been an issue for some pitchers today. Costigan has done a nice job to rebound after a couple of rough pitches. That has been the difference. His ability to regain focus is probably the reason why Premier Ohio will win this game if they hang on. Yes, it's a 6-run game. You have to say if. Crazier things have happened in the OPL. 3-0 count. Costigan looking for a get right. Finds it. Now a 3-1 count with the top of the lineup due up next. Costigan wasting no time, will deal again. Misses outside. Payne does a nice job to snow cone grab it to prevent it from going behind, but nonetheless, the leadoff man is aboard for the Tigers. Now up steps Sean Rowland, the catcher, a ground out and a strikeout to his name thus far in the game. But don't focus on that. Focus on his defensive presence. He has been excellent behind the dish, blocking plenty of baseballs that were low, snatching some that went high and outside. He has been really good. So has Payne behind the dish as he makes another block there. I would say positionally, if you're looking at both teams combined, the catcher position has been the best by far today. Shortstop in a close second. You can even flip them. It just depends what you value. Yes, there's been a couple overthrows. The shortstops, Vanchin and Burton, have made their putouts with ease. But those two positions collectively have been the best. Not a pitcher's duel today. Didn't expect it to be a pitcher's duel today. But nonetheless, Premier leads at 7-1. Ground ball left side, foul. If the Tigers could have put maybe 4 more hits on the board, I feel like this would be a completely different ball game. Not in the sense of this being a different ball game as they'd be leading, but maybe a couple runs don't score for Premier. Maybe they don't have the momentum and the confidence to swing. Maybe their approach changes. It's going to be the little things in these championship games that make the world the difference, as Costigan gets his 7th K of the ball game and earns out number 1. Premier now 5 outs away from sealing the victory. And now up steps Rocco Norch, the lefty pitcher, a ground out and a strikeout to his name thus far. The pitch. Misses up. It's a 1-0 count. Costigan now through 5 1/3 has 7 Ks to his name, 1 earned run. Goes low and finds the bottom of the zone to even it up now at 1-1. Can Costigan continue to roll on the bump? Runner goes, the pitch, upstairs, Payne, the chuck down. Not in time, misses wide left to the bag. Barton runs in from center field and grabs it before Wagner can advance, but it's a stolen bag for the right fielder. The Tigers now have a runner in scoring position. They need him to score with 1 away. Get the 2 away. A 7-2 ball game doesn't do much for the Tigers. Makes it a little easier to come back, but not much easier. Smack right up the middle, and that hits off the ankle of Costigan. Has no play. He will stay down for a second, but to his credit, the fact that he tried to make a play is nothing shy of impressive. The fact that he didn't just go down after being beamed in the ankle by a liner just shows how tough he is. We'll step aside as Costigan gets treated. Jeff Costigan appears to be okay. He's going to test out the ankle after being smacked by a liner right up the gut from Norch. His fellow pitcher gave him a little greeting gift on the mound, but he appears to be okay. Just shows how tough of a kid he is. Throws 2 pitches and gives the high sign to Payne that he is okay. There's Payne on the field in more than one way now. So how do the Tigers respond? They have runners at the corners with one away. Owen Thomas steps in. They need to take advantage of this opportunity. But if Costigan now settles in and ends the game with 5 outs in a row, that would be amazing for him. Let's see how he does now. Ground ball up the middle. This time it doesn't hit him in the ankle. It clips off the glove. It's going to be a tough play from short, but it's made nonetheless. An excellent effort from Vanchin. Now it goes wide. Another run will score for the Tigers. So in the end, 2-run score. The base is clear. It is now a 7-3 ball game. A lot of chaos in one play on one swing of the bat. I have no clue how you even score that. It's a ground out to short. They tried making a play at third. The error on the throw from Anderson. It's chaos. It's now a 4-run ball game. The Tigers are really now back in it. Fouled away on the first pitch from Williams. 0-1 count to begin this at bat. Life moves at you fast, and it has moved fast for the Tigers in this inning. It would be an amazing comeback for them if they're able to piece it together, and that might help. It goes to Vanchin. It bobbles off the glove. The throw, not in time. Anderson pulled off the bag. The Tigers are starting to get loud. You can tell why they are the 1 seed and why they're undefeated to date. They have a fan base behind them that is willing to cheer and make noise to hype up their team. They are ready for a comeback. We have a great game on hand here, and we'll have another great game on our hands after this as North Coast, the team that knocked out my 4-seed Stingrays, take on BHM Navy at 8:30 in the 16U OPL championship game. Nice scoop from Payne behind the dish. Keeps it in front. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Brock Woods, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2 to date. Costigan will set and now deliver. Cranked into left field. It is well over the outfielders' heads. It will drop in the gap. Sprinting is Williams. He will touch and go from 3. The relay will not be in time. Maybe it is to 3. It's in plenty of time at 3. The tag is in time. The Tigers are going to appeal and say he got around the tag. In the end, a run will score. It is an RBI double for Brock Woods, who makes it a 7-4 ball game as we go in to the top of the 7th. The Tigers coach is fuming, and in all fairness, he has a case. We'll look back on the replay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think he got around the tag. It was close. It's a bang-bang play. You have to call what you see. That's what we see on the replay. We'll step aside and back on in a minute, but what a call at third. It's now a 7-4 ball game as the Tigers plate 3. Top of the 7th here in Lakewood. If you tuned out of the broadcast, assuming this game was over, guess again. It's a 7-4 ball game. We have chaos on our hands to catch you up on the action in the 6th. A liner up the gut from Rocco Norge drilled Jeff Costigan in the ankle. He remained in the game. A run then scored on the next at-bat. Then 2 runs scored on an RBI RBI single from Williams, which then resulted in him scoring on a double from Woods. He then went to 3 and tried to lug out a triple. The throw beat him, was there in plenty of time. However, he was tagged out, but there is a big but there. It appears on replay he got around the tag and was never actually tagged. So now the Tigers, fuming at the call, will now have to work down by 3 to try to make something happen with 3 away. 3 outs to work with. Payne pops that one into the netting, making it now a 2-1 count. Stay tuned after this game concludes for the trophy presentation to the runner-up and the champion. But this game is far from over. The pitch from Norch. Scooped up behind the dish. Now a 3-1 count on Payne. Vanchen, the shortstop, due up next for Premier. It is crunch time in Lakewood. The pitch. Misses low. It's a leadoff walk for Payne. His second walk of the game. He has reached all 4 times he has stepped in the box. It might be time for Groundhog Day. Mason Vanchen had the same exact scenario his first time up. Payne walked just before him, and the righty stepped into the box and cranked a ball over the right field fence for a 2-run shot to open the scoring. Can he do it again? The pitch from Norch. Swing and a miss. A nice off-speed pitch from Norch makes it now a 0-1 count. The pressure is now on for the Tigers to get out of this inning and get back at the sticks to try and make something of this game. They've done an excellent job to battle back. You got to give them credit, even if they don't go on to win this game. They have made this one fun down the stretch. Who would have guessed it, based on the early stages of this game, that we'd be still talking about a close ball game. And on the other hand, going in, who would have thought this is a scoreline we'd be talking about in this game? So 1-1. Norch will come set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. It bounces out of the glove of Rollin, but doesn't matter. Now 1-2 count on the shortstop. Barton awaits in the on-deck circle for Premier. Norch will come set looking for a big K. Ground ball hit to the left side. It's going to be a tough play. Williams greased the throw across diamond. Is in time. An excellent chuck from third via Mac Williams. Retires Vanchen for out number 1. Payne moves up into scoring position, but that is a huge play from the third baseman to make sure 1 out is recorded. Last time Barton was up, he doubled to left field, scoring 2 runs. Anything put in the outfield might be enough to score Payne right now and give Premier a 4-run lead. First pitch runs inside on him. He steps out of the box to not get hit. It's a 1-0 count. Barton, one of the top players on this Premier team today. When his team needed him, he stepped up. The 1-0 from Norch. Swing and a miss. The off-speed gets them, evening it up at 1-1. For context, based off of yesterday, at this time, I was getting rosters. Instead, we are at the 7th inning. Payne easily steals third. But this game, compared to the Snappers release game, a lot slower paced. 10 runs scored in that game, 11 in this one. It's a very similar scoreline. It's just parody of how this game has gone on. Chop right up the gut. It's going to be a play at the plate. The chuck from Norch, the tag is there from Rowland. An excellent play from the pitcher Norch to retire Payne, stealing home for out number 2. Barton reaches on the fielder's choice for the second time. That is why you stay put on that play. I don't mind the decision up by 3 to try and make something happen, but an excellent play from Norch. The tag is definitely there, as you can see. Payne did what he could. He hustled down the line. That is not against him. In the end, he wasn't there. But Norch, the gutsy call to go for the out at home, paid off. He needed to. He needs to keep a 3-run lead in hand, and with a runner at first base, it's a lot easier to work with than a runner at third or an 8-4 ball game. Aiden Mertz, so far today, 1 for 3 with an RBI single to his name, steps up for the 4th time this afternoon. The throwback from Norch, not in time, and it gets past the first baseman, but close enough to him as it remains on the quote-unquote dirt. This is a baseball diamond. We are going to call the brown turf dirt. It's not a dirt field. It's turf. It used to be a dirt field. It's still dirt. It's supposed to be dirt. We're going to call it dirt. The pitch misses outside. There's a chance, looking at the clock right now, we might have a slight delay in the start of game number 2. Just depends how quickly we get done with game number 1. Swing and a miss, evens it up at 1-1 as Mertz chases outside. Just a reminder to stay tuned after the conclusion of this ball game for the trophy presentation to the runner-up and the champion of the 16U OPL division. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2 count on Mertz. As for the Tigers, Wenzel, Burton, and Colby, the three due up to hit. Can Norwich get out of the inning? The 1-2 misses out. Rowland does a nice job to gravitate towards the ball and snag it before it hits the backstop. Now 2-2 count with 2 away. North Coast watching on the left side, BHM on the right. They're getting ready to go for their game. The 2-2. Ground ball hit to the right side of the infield. Severson tags the runner going down the line to second base. He retires Barton and a side alike. It is officially crunch time in Lakewood. Bottom of the 7th. The Tigers need 3 to tie, 4 to win. We'll see who wins the OPL championship when we return. The call to the bullpen has been made. Cale Anderson, the closer, has been summoned from first base to go and seal the deal for Premier in the 16U OPL championship game against the Ohio Tigers. They look to play 3 runs. They did so last inning. If they can do it again, we'll have a tie ball game on our hands. It's a nitty-gritty in what might be the final half inning of the 16U season. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon if you're just tuning in to this broadcast. It's been great baseball thus far. Jeff Costigan on the bump did excellent. 7 Ks through 6 innings of work and only allowing a few runs earned. It could have been more. This could be a 7-5 ball game if things went the way for the Tigers, but they didn't. So the 2-0 count now as Anderson trying to find his footing. Will need to soon. The last thing Premier wants to do is give the Tigers an avenue back in, and that could be the avenue back in. The diving play is not made and left. David can't get it. Rounding and going to 2 is Wenzel. He is in with ease. His second double of the afternoon in a row gets the offense rolling for the Tigers. In famous commentary from yesteryear, you got to go back to the Champions League final, AC Milan, Liverpool. It was a 3-goal game. After the first goal or point in this kind of equivalent scenario was scored, they said, hello, here we go. You can say the same thing after that hit from Wenzel. And now up steps Cam Burton. Swing and a miss, trying to cut for the fences. Now an 0-1 count, and Payne will go and talk to his pitcher. Stay tuned after this game to see the trophy presentation for the winner and runner-up. And then after this, stay tuned for the 18U OPL championship game between the 1 seed North Coast and the number 3 seed BHM Buckeyes Navy. It should be a good clash, potentially starting around 8:30. That's the start time given. But if this game has chaos, you never know. It's an 0-1 count. The pitch from Anderson. Thought about it, but leaves it upstairs. That will even it up at 1-1. Burton to date, a fly out and a ground out. The tying run awaits in the on-deck circle. Smack to the left side of the infield. Vashon charges. The throw to 3 is in time. The tag is there. A nice job from Mertz. The runner will reach first. but now Premier 2 outs away from sealing the victory. Now up steps Noah Clovey with an opportunity to move a runner along. Not the opportunity he was looking for. Time will be called once again as Wenzel is slow to get off the field. It was an awkward slide into third base. He had plenty of momentum, just dove for the bag. Wasn't there in time. Payne gives his instructions to Anderson and will walk back. Premier needs 2 outs now. A ground ball could be enough to seal it if a double play is turned. Colby, the left fielder, an RBI single his last time up. The Tigers need him to step up here. The pitch goes inside. It's a 1-0 count. If the Tigers make a comeback, it would be the bottom of their lineup making it happen. The pitch from Anderson. Skied. It might be playable. Payne will see it out. Once again, good hustle from Payne, making sure there is absolutely no play on the ball. Now a 1-1 count on Colby. The pitch. Runs inside, a nice block from Payne. Makes it now a 2-1 count. Pressure is mounting on both sides. As for Premier, they just want to get this game done and seal the win. As for the Tigers, they have 2 outs to work with. Ground ball down the left side, foul. That will even it up at 2-2. A pivotal 2-2 pitch upcoming. To stay up to date on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all the action in the OPL, follow the OPL on Twitter, and as well stay tuned to the website. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I go live. That especially can come in handy in the next game whenever that game will go live and start. The 2-2. Once again, down the left side and foul. My goal is to get to 250 subscribers here on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Doesn't cost anything to go down below and subscribe. Be greatly appreciated. The 2-2 from Anderson. Ground ball right back to Anderson. He scoops it. The throw to 1 is low, but in time to Lofgren. Sound the final countdown for the underdogs. He could have potentially had a play at 2, but I like the move. You're up by 3. Get the for sure out at 1 and trust your defense to get the rest. Jacob Severson, the second baseman, 1 for 2 today. He is the last line of offense for the Tigers today. They have 1 out to work with and need 3 runs. The pitch misses upstairs. It's a 1-0 count. But what an exciting finish to this game. We had fireworks in the 6th inning, almost turning this game completely on its head. But as of right now, Premier has settled things down. There's a strike. Anderson needs 2 more now as it's a 1-1 count on the second baseman. The crowd going almost silent between pitches. Cranked into left field. This could do it. David gets underneath it. Premier Ohio Anderson are your 16U OPL champions, upsetting the #1 undefeated Ohio Tigers 7-4. You saw the water bottle spray on the field immediately when the game ended. Anderson can celebrate, handing Ohio Tigers their first loss of the year. They will end the OPL season 14-1. As for Premier Anderson, they are now 10-3-1. What a great game today from Premier from start to finish. The deserving champions of this game. Your player of the game, it has to go to your starting pitcher, Jeff Costigan. Allowing 4 runs, yes, but through 6 innings of work, striking out 7 batters, and just him staying in the game after being hit, it's huge. That ended up being enough to spark this team to a victory. Both sides had great years, and now we'll pass it along to our commissioner, John Mangelkamp, for the trophy presentations for the Ohio Tigers, the runners-up, and the champions of the OPL, Premier Ohio Anderson.
They had a great summer. So, first of all,
back down and take some pictures. Congrats to Premier Ohio on getting the championship win, 7-4 over the Ohio Tigers. We'll be back on in a little bit to bring you the championship game in the 18U division between North Coast and the BHM Navy Buckeyes. It should be a good game. To stay up to date on all the games we've been covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all the action in the OPL, follow the OPL on Twitter and stay tuned to updates on the website. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I go live. Go that will do it for Game 1. I've been Nathan Smee. Thank you for spending your evening with me here in Lakewood. Have a good night, everyone. And once again, congrats to Premier Ohio, the underdogs, but yet your champions of the 16U OPL division.